Your mainstream media will never mention that we, you and me, and I was going to say millions, but billions around the world, that 1 out of every 3 people around the world are boycotting something connected to Israel. So that is billions of people are boycotting something. The mainstream media will never tell you that we are having a massive effect. Israel has lost 46,000 businesses have collapsed since they began their genocide. Here's the thing. In general, I'm for the workers. In general, I want, and a lot of these are smaller businesses, but I want the workers to be okay. However, we are in a situation where it's basically like one of the only weapons that you and I and those who are not in Israel have to stop Israel from this genocide is economic weapons. And so the only way to stop this genocide, or one of the only ways, is going to be if Israel finally sees the writing on the wall that it's actually harmful to their economy and that they are headed towards collapse if they don't stop murdering 40,000 is the low number, but let's be honest, it's 200,000 according to Lancet Medical Journal, and that is a conservative estimate of the number killed by Israel. They are only going to stop that if the economics proves necessary. 46,000 Israeli businesses have been forced to shut as a result of the ongoing war and its devastating effect on the economy. And this is coming from a Hebrew newspaper, Ma'ariv, which reported it on July 10th, referring to Israel as a country in collapse. Now, I brought to you a few days ago, I brought to you that the Israeli economy was collapsing, but I was mainly talking about the ports. Some of their ports have received like 0 ships in an entire month. And so that's what I was pointing to in terms Israel is in collapse. However, this is all their businesses are going bankrupt. About 77% of those businesses that have closed since the beginning of war, which make up 35,000. So 77% of the 46,000 is 35,000 businesses are small businesses. But that still leaves 12,000 large businesses that have collapsed and 35,000 small businesses. I think I did that math right. I'm going to go work on it for a while. The report adds that the most vulnerable industries are the construction industry, and as a result, also the entire ecosystem that operates around it. Ceramics, air conditioning, aluminum, building materials, and more. The trade sector has also been severely affected. This includes the service sector and industries, including fashion, furniture, housewares, entertainment, transport, and tourism. Israel is in a situation where there is almost no foreign tourism. Tourism was an important aspect of Israel's economy, and now there's essentially zero. Essentially zero, except for some of the sociopath influencers who have been given a free flight to Israel to walk around with their cameras and go, I don't see any apartheid. Looks like everything's fine here. Look at me, where everything's fine because there's no apartheid. Literally, they're filming themselves. It's like if you went back to, the 1950s and filmed yourselves in the white parts of South Africa and said there were no apartheid because everyone looked happy. Look, I'm at the golf course. I don't see apartheid. Everyone's playing golf. No, that's because you have not walked past the wall to where the millions of people are in an open-air prison. See how that works? The trade sector has also been affected. Israel's situation was almost no foreign tourism, adding that the damage to businesses is all over the country and almost no sector has been spared. This includes the agriculture sector, which is based mainly in the south and the north, both considered active combat zones due to the threat posed by the Palestinian resistance and Lebanon's Hezbollah. So a lot of the economic struggle that Israel's facing is due to not just the fact that so many people are boycotting their products, but largely because Hezbollah in the north is making a lot of the northern part of Israel, if not uninhabitable. They can't be out walking around and just farming the fields. And then in the south as well, you have active combat zones. And then, of course, you have Yemen, which has been attacking the Israeli ships as well. The Coface BDI CEO estimates that 60,000 Israeli businesses are expected to be shut down by the end of 2024. So by the end of this year, 60,000 Israeli businesses will be shut down. That's unbelievable. I mean, This is something to celebrate in terms of the pressure it puts on Israel to stop this genocide. To continue real quick from the article, the Yemeni army's maritime operations have also contributed to the economy's downfall. Revenues at key ports, such as the southern port of Eilat, that is the story I covered the other day, have fallen significantly. Not just fallen significantly, that southern port is like basically bankrupt. In the final months of 2023, the Israeli GDP plummeted by nearly 20%. Israel is collapsing economically, and its support around the world is collapsing. And guess what? When you're committing genocide, it should. It should. You should economically have a tough time when you're committing genocide. Genocide should be expensive. You see how that works? Genocide should be a little pricey. I mean, it's just amazing we have to continue to have these debates that anybody, and I'm talking like members of my family and people online and friends and ex-friends. It's like, really, we have to debate as to whether it's okay to commit a genocide. That's you really want to have that argument? You think you're going to win that? It's just despicable. Oh, and these awful human beings like Bill Maher, and Sam Harris, and Jordan Peterson all supporting genocide. I mean, hot take, love a genocide. Amazing. Oh, what sacks of human garbage.